Pokemon Scarlet and Violet are fun games, but what makes them fun? Is it replayability? Is it exploration? Combat? The answers vary depending on who you talk to and what you value in a video game. You can love how the game feels to play, the story, or something entirely different. Let's explore that. When it comes to Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, there are mixed opinions. This video isn't going to be about some of the main issues that people have been having with the game. I'm going to do my best to not talk about the glitches and performance issues the game has been noted to have. Instead, I want to focus on the content at hand in conjunction with the gameplay. In my personal opinion, Pokemon Scarlet and Violet are the most fun Pokemon games I have played to date. Now, let's clear something up. I haven't played every Pokemon game. I don't understand all the little details with EVs, IVs, priority moves, and all that stuff that are known in Pokemon. I'm no Pokemon expert by any means. I'm just some guy who enjoyed this game enough to want to make a video on it and share it with others. So back to the question, what makes them fun? Since this is my own personal opinion, let's use some standards that I think are important. Do I get distracted? Can I play for a long time? Does it provide a challenge? Let's break these down. What I mean by this is, can the game get me to switch gears? Can it make me get lost? Can it distract me from what I am trying to set out to accomplish? In this game, the answer is definitely yes. Pokemon Scarlet and Violet opened up the entire expanse of Pokemon to a whole new level. Yes, there was Arceus, which I did not play, so for me this open world experience was top notch. The last Pokemon game I bought was Sun and Moon, and although I enjoyed those games and the traditional Pokemon feel it had, of being limited to progression based stories and only unlocking areas when you got so far, it was used in the past, I don't know, all games. Scarlet and Violet switched it entirely for me. After going through what I think was a very quick tutorial compared to Sun and Moon at least, it did what any good open world game does. It just dropped you in. You talk to Nimona, you talk to Arven, and then boom, you're off to go do whatever you want. This may be a simple guideline for an open world game, yes. Am I making it seem huge? Yes. Because it isn't just an open world game. This is Pokemon, a world with hundreds of dangerous, strong, mysterious creatures that would hunt you down and chase you down no matter who you are or where you are. What is so great is it just opens the doors for you. It gives you the branches and paths you can take and says, okay, bye. Just like in Breath of the Wild, you aren't forced to do anything you don't want to do. Sure, there are objectives and reminders to go do stuff, but you don't have to. Again, this seems like such a small thing, but with the Pokemon game doing this, it just feels so much more impactful. On top of that, this world is huge. Not only is it huge, but it's so diverse. One minute you're running through a meadow covered in various Pokemon, surrounded by flowers in the wind. Or wait, are those Pokemon? Next thing you know, you're going into a vast desert with nothing to see except the sand blowing in your face, with blurry visions of rocks in the distance. This game offers it all, and what makes it different from it just being various terrain are the Pokemon that you meet there. One minute you're running past a Wooper near a little pond, in a marsh. Next, you brush past a snarling dog, then to a mushroom with feet. I mean, come on, a mushroom with feet. All of this various terrain, new Pokemon, and open world make getting distracted the goal. I swear they must have had in mind at the forefront of development. We want these people to never finish what they're doing. And that is such a good thought to have because it makes people play your games so much longer. I constantly found myself riding Koraidon with a set destination on the map, and next thing I know, I see a Pokemon I never have, and I run off the path to catch it. Then I find another and another. Then I noticed, well, these Pokemon are stronger. I should probably train mine up. Next thing you know, I've been sitting there for an hour and a half, training Pokemon and catching new ones, and scouring this new area to see if I missed any. This adds so much more depth to the game than simply walking on a path and going in tall grass like the old game. You never knew what was in that grass, which, yes, was exciting, but now you can see what is there, right in front of you, and chase it down and not waste time going through countless random encounters to find something new or find a Pokemon that you want. Once I was done finding all the Pokemon I thought were here, I'd go back to my path just to look to my left and see a cave entrance, where I'd go and do the same thing, all the while picking up items and TMs to increase my inventory. And let's talk about those items and TMs left for you to pick up. I think the devs did an amazing job in placing these all around the world and making them easy to see. These items are purposely placed with such precision and poise so that when you are running down a plain path, you look and you see those small glowing beacons that pull you off the path and get lost looking for more or finding something else to explore. That is purposely distracting your player so they play longer, and it worked flawlessly on not just the items and TMs though, also the Terra Raid Pokemon, Terra Raid battles, and mysterious stakes on the ground, which made me feel like I needed to go explore everything so I don't miss anything. At the time of this script being made, I have sunk in around 85 hours into Pokemon Scarlet, and I have had the game since Christmas Day. This script is being written on January 10th, so that is 14 days, 2 weeks. That's 336 hours, 85 of which I've sunk into this game. That is 25% of the time I have had the game. So yes, I definitely can play for a long time. Again, not to repeat myself too much, but this is all due to how it is designed by the developers. By distracting the player, it makes them waste more time since they were not able to initially complete what they wanted, and once they realize that, they want to go back on track and complete the task they had in mind. Most of the time, just to be distracted again. The other thing that tacks on a ton of time is exploration. You constantly find new areas, new Pokemon, and new items in different regions. These alone can suck anyone into scouring every inch of new areas to get every Pokemon and item possible. With the inclusion of the mysterious stakes, for me at least, that means going even farther out of my way to try to find them and simply stumbling upon something new. I like to shiny hunt, and you get the shiny charm from completing the Pokedex. So that was another thing that the devs added that gave incentive to sink time into the game. Like how I wasted an hour to find a Mischievous that isn't even in Pokemon Scarlet. That is my only negative. Version exclusives. If I pay $60 for a game, I should not have to pay another $60 to get all the Pokemon that I miss out on. But that can be for a different video. The devs certainly kept in mind that this is a brand new Pokemon experience and that it should be treated as such. Giving such a diverse and large world adds to the things they can do to make us, the players, keep playing and keep exploring. If someone plays your game for a long time, you made a great game. One of the most important things a game can do is provide a challenge without it being unfair. The easiest example of this is Dark Souls and their bosses providing some insanely difficult fights. These can lead a lot of players getting frustrated and giving up. At least the casual players or kids. Remember, Pokemon is a kid's game first and foremost. It's for children. Does it provide a challenge? Well, for me being an adult, no, not really. The main storylines are not that hard at all. All the gym leaders are not anything too difficult, and your rival Nemona isn't either. The Titan Pokemon can be tricky if you aren't prepared or have bad typing, but most of the time you're fine. The Star Raid battles? Have a high enough level Pokemon and it's easy. The main game is simple and easy just like a kid's game should be. Where it starts becoming more of a challenge is the post-game. After beating all three main storylines, you can go into Area 0 and have some high-level Pokemon to fight your way through. Although this isn't the worst either, it's after this where it gets more interesting. Sure, there is the tournament that the school holds, and it can be hard depending on matchups or type advantages, but again, it isn't anything too serious. The real difficulty are the Terror Raid battles. Now, full disclaimer, I don't play this game with anyone really, so I try to do all the Terror Raid battles on my own. That means anything from a 3-star to a 6-star I attempt on my own. And man, these things can provide a challenge. For hardcore fans of Pokemon, these are the way to go to get the most out of the game. Having to constantly change your plans after losing a raid battle, or trying again and again because you were just so close is addicting. I once spent 4 hours straight trying to beat this stupid Slowking who constantly puts you to sleep over and over. I'll admit, sometimes I think that the Terror Raid battles are bullshit, and when they remove your stat buffs, or their own, or like when I freaking die and I have the whole timer go down like 90%, what the hell is that? But the amount of hard work and planning and strategy that needs to go into these battles, from what items will I use to what types give me the best advantage, what moves have the best effect, when can I heal, when should I terastalize, and so many other small details make winning these battles feel so rewarding. Or just play online and it's pretty easy. Not only that, but you get a lot of good loot from these that you can either sell, use as materials for crafting TMs, or even Herba Mystica, which are great for crafting some sick Sammies. The challenge is definitely there, but you have to look for it. By doing raid battles alone, challenging stronger gyms first with weaker Pokemon, or giving yourself a handicap in battle to make the fight more interesting. This all circles back to what makes Pokemon Scarlet fun. Again, this is different for every game, but for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, it came down to simple things for me. I was able to get distracted easily by the sheer amount of content and vastness the open world had to offer. From finding new items, to new Pokemon, to new areas, I never found myself bored exploring the world and trying to expand my understanding of it and what it had to offer. This led me to spending way more time than I should have looking at every nook and cranny on the mountainside or checking every cave entrance. I wasted time without feeling like I did, because I was constantly getting something out of exploring. Whether it was finally finding an ice stone after looking for days, or finding that Pokemon that I wasn't able to catch that one time. I constantly felt as if I was being rewarded for simply playing the game, exploring, and spending my time playing. Sinking hours into challenges of raid battles while strategizing and raging led me to some of the most rewarding and satisfying victories I've felt in a Pokemon game, which just made me want to do even more of them to see what else I can accomplish. Pokemon Scarlet distracted me, took my time, and sometimes challenged me. It led me on new adventures, helped me make some friends, and showed me places in Pokemon I could only wish of seeing. And hey, to me, that's pretty damn fun.